And so right now we're just chopping up good, right?
Yeah, I'm chopping up the kale into bite-sized pieces.
All right, how big how many people would you serve this for? That looks like an awful lot, doesn't it?
I know. Well,
Is it
you know, like
spinach?
any
Does it cook
green,
down and
it looks
shrink?
like this much and it shrinks down to
like
that
spinach,
much.
like
Okay.
a spinach. Okay, that's what I was
Kind
wondering.
of, sort of. It's a little more fibrous than spinach, so it puffs up still, but not as much, as it is now. But what's nice about it is I love greens.
So
Green
is this
my
a
favorite
side
color,
dish or a
so-
main dish or a?
This would be a side dish, but you know
Okay.
what? I've made it into a main dish depending on what I add to it. You can add beans to it if you want. You can add, I put zucchini in it sometimes, I also have put bok choy in it.
Could you
can
add seaweed? Because it looks like something you might put seaweed
Yeah,
in.
you know what I use? Dulse as a flavoring at the end. You don't heat that part of it, and you add that as a sprinkle on top to add more minerals to it.
Yeah, and I've been told that's really good for your
Your endocrine, for
That's
your
it.
thyroid,
Endocrine glands,
and it's good for everything. And people need it. We don't get enough minerals in our diet, unfortunately. So we need to add it to our diets. And there's other forms. Hijiki is a good one we can use in a salad. I like to add kelp to soups and stuff like that. And it doesn't have a fishy flavor. A lot of people think, oh, does it taste fishy? No, the dulse doesn't. It doesn't. It tastes kind of salty,
Okay.
Oh, so you
Which
can
is
actually
nice.
use it as salt substitute then,
Yeah,
too?
yeah. I don't use salt when I cook very often. I usually do use some kind of sea vegetable, or an herb or something like that.
And that keeps the fish, and you don't taste fishy, it just tastes
No.
salty.
Speaking about minerals, there about, I think 30 years ago, because I think I just met Michael, there was a tape going around called Dead Doctors Don't Lie. And
Okay, let me think about
the
that.
implication, right, is that if they're alive, they're lying and saying, here, take the little purple pill. So the man who was doing this lecture that was taped grew up on a farm. And he always wondered why none of the animals ever get sick. Like our dogs and cats don't get sick. Animals don't get sick. Well, in their kibble and in the grain that they feed the cows and stuff, there are so many antibiotics, and it's all in there, and vitamins and minerals. So this guy decided he was going to be a veterinarian. And then as his internship to be a vet, it was his job to do the autopsies on all of the animals for the San Diego Zoo that died of natural causes. So then he decided he was going to become a doctor. He went back to medical school. He became a doctor for humans. And because he was so adept at doing the autopsies, it was his job at UCLA Medical Center to do the autopsies on all the humans that died of natural causes. And in every case, the cause of death was lack of minerals.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe
Lack
it.
of minerals.
It causes cancer. Eating sugar
Kills minerals.
destroys your minerals. It gobbles
So
them
even
up.
if you're taking them and you're also taking a lot of sugar, you're canceling each other out,
Yep.
which is where people
Better
miss.
to do that than not take it, but you
Right.
need whole food minerals. A lot of people take, like bone calcium or, some kind of shell calcium or something that we can't absorb.
No, we
you
can't
know?
absorb it.
Magnesium, same thing. So what we need to do is we need to make sure that whatever vitamins or minerals we're taking, they are from food. It's good to eat it, but it's also, if you're supplementing, you want to make sure that you're supplementing with quality. It's the
Right.
same thing. If you're using chemical vitamins, which you're going to get at CVS or wherever, they're not going to do the same thing. And I am a big advocate of using whole food everything,
Yeah.
because I see the difference, I see how people heal,
Right.
I like to use food to heal, but when the food doesn't work, then we go a step further.
Right.
And we use whole food vitamins. And, it's quite amazing what the body will do when it's fed the right food,
Right.
We can heal ourselves. We don't need to be, sick and dying. We're meant to live like 200 years.
Yes, exactly. We are. We're meant to-
200?
Yes. Our bodies are
Think of
set
all the
up to work with
great-grandchildren you could
200
have.
years.
Well, how
Yeah.
come people don't make it past like 100, 116? Wasn't that the
Because
oldest
they're
woman in
eating
France?
poison their whole life.
We're eating poison, we're breathing poison,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
that's
We're
true.
drinking it,
It's in our oceans all over the place now.
Yes, you know, this is
Oh,
why
and
we have to
y'all-
take care of our planet.
We had a baby whale that washed up on
I
shore
saw
here
that.
recently, which
I
was
saw
really
that on the
sad.
news.
And they actually just did an autopsy
autopsy?
trying to find out about that. So,
But they didn't tell us yet.
no.
I'm just adding a little water because I want the kale to actually steam in the water.
How long does it take to cook this?
Just a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Because the kale is, you know, a leafy green only takes a few minutes to cook. So I always put that in last, and it will, you know, turn bright green.
And what's
then
amazing
you know
was how
it's done.
crunchy it was when you were cutting it. It
I
was
know, it really is. There's a lot of fiber in kale too, which is great for
And
us.
I had a pet iguana
Oh,
for
cool.
20 years, and we used to feed it chicory.
Chicory's great too.
And
Chicory's
kale,
really tough,
and
too.
and because
bitter.
it needed the higher calcium, and if you fed it the regular lettuce, it actually broke its leg, and that's how I found out the hard way. Went flying off the counter one time, fell, broke his leg. I'm going to the vet with, you know, and these days nobody were used to exotic animals.
Yeah.
Took me like 4 vets before I found one who could treat it. Came home in his little crutches, and I was told I had to increase his little calcium light and increase his greens. So we started
I'm
eating
glad
them with
they
our
knew.
salad.
Good. Yeah, chicory is excellent for you. That's another
Iceberg
one.
lettuce doesn't have much in it, so
Yeah,
if you're
it's
feeding an
not-
iceberg
it's water.
lettuce, it's water, right?
You know.
But it's amazing, and that's where I learned a lot about the greens was back then with feeding your own animals.
I was so
Yeah.
interested to see that you cut the kale down the spine like that because my daughter and her friends, they love kale and they eat it raw.
Oh, good.
And I didn't know because she made it at home and it was so delicious. And then I just chopped up some kale and it had the spines all in it. She's like, "No, Mom, you have to rip the leaves down."
Oh,
But
so she knew.
Eileen, the way you do it was so fast.
Yeah.
And what they do is they rinse it, they chop it up, they put olive oil on it, a lot of lemon juice and salt, and eat it as an appetizer.
That's
Wow.
great.
And
then-
it is so delicious.
Another one that I've been turned on to is you can make these little kale chips. Yeah, and
How would you make
Do
those?
you bake them in the oven?
yes,
Toss them in
yes.
olive oil, salt, and roast them.
kosher salt or something, and yeah, and they make like little.
How long does it take in the oven?
Not long at all,
Yeah, it
and
wouldn't
they're
take long.
fabulous. And you can buy them too at Whole Foods.
And they're really
Oh, now
expensive.
you've got sesame there. What? And you just did sesame oil instead
Yeah,
of
sesame oil. You smell it?
Yes, I
That's
can
not
smell
good. That's toasted sesame oil, as opposed to regular sesame oil. Toasted has a much richer flavor. You know,
Okay.
whenever we toast our nuts or seeds, they become a much more potent flavor.
So how much sesame? You just kind of go around once, or
Yeah, I just did a quick, and that was it.
a tablespoon or two.
Not even, no, about a
'Cause
teaspoon
because it's
maybe.
strong, right?
It's very strong.
Yeah.
And this is sesame tahini, and sesame tahini is like peanut butter, but it's sesame butter.
Now, what are the benefits of sesame?
Sesame is excellent because it's an excellent source of calcium. Much more so than dairy products. And dairy products most people are allergic to after the age of 4.
So a lot of
So you
vegetarians
want-
eat this
Yeah.
thus for the calcium.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we are
Didn't
done.
realize that.
We have our bright green
Oh, it
kale.
It's finished.
Boy, that was
pretty?
fast.
And the potato has cooked in that amount of time?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh,
Don't
it is
overcook.
bright green.
And
It looks so beautiful.
if you like, we can crush some garlic on top of each individual plate. I usually cook that first, but I'm not supposed to have garlic today, so not because I have a date.
What's the real reason?
I'm taking a homeopathic,
And it needs certain things you-
interferes with it.
Yeah.
So
Mint sometimes can do
yes,
that.
peppermint also,
And tree oil.
tea tree oil.
Yeah. Now, what would you do? Garlic on top?
Yeah, I'll sprinkle a little garlic on top.
And then what
It's
about
raw.
that sesame that you just had, the paste?
Yeah, and we'll put the paste on top too. We do that after it's cooked also.
Okay.
You wouldn't put it on before.
No,
you
you always do
don't
it at
cook
the
it.
end
Okay.
with the,
It's almost
with the
like a
sesame. The
dressing.
garlic
Yes, I thought.
normally I would put when I put the scallion in the beginning.
Beautiful. We needed one more plate, Judy, for
What?
everybody to try.
No, Eileen doesn't get one.
Over to the
okay.
far right is where I found them.
I'm going to pass on the garlic too.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to try it.
I'm trying to
See
get
what
this
she's
stuff.
doing.
You don't have a date tonight?
No, it's
Okay.
Monday night.
Have to
Our show is on. My date's 14, and all he wants to be is fed and left alone.
I don't want to put too much because I don't want it to be too intense.
I never think to use that little presser, and that's a great idea for the
It's a
rawness
little
of it.
fiery, yeah. You know, garlic is very fiery when it's raw. Did you want some on yours?
Sure.
Okay, which one is your plate? This one?
Okay.
No, that's hers. I'll just put mine
And,
over here. So
You're not having
but
garlic?
it's an antiviral, antibacterial. You know, people get so scared of flus and colds and even allergies. This
I
stuff
think the
will help
garlic
you.
and onion scares them.
What about the people that hung it around their neck?
those fleas away. There you go.
Actually, when I was being treated for Lyme disease, we found that my immune system
Cool.
was so shot that I increased my garlic intake
And
and
it
the onion, and my immune system healed that much faster.
See that?
Wow.
And it was amazing.
Living proof.
Wow.
Let me put some of
So
this on here.
tahini,
Would you like
you're
some
gonna
Yes, I would.
Yeah, tahini is wonderful. I love it. You know, that's what they put in hummus and stuff. A lot of
No, I learned a lot in the show. Did you?
Oh, I'm telling you, every time I come on one of these shows, I go to the store and I'm like,
Yeah,
"Ooh,
you're
ooh."
really good about that.
going to get
but
this
you
stuff.
Because
made,
if I don't do it,
she made
I
the
forget
spring
it.
roll. She made the mez.
Uh,
It's how
very
I
good
sort
like
of
that.
like cement it in by
That's
going home
true.
and cooking them.
Come on.
Oh, and the black bean.
Oh, the black bean dip.
And now I use my
immersion
hand.
Is that what
blender.
Trish
Yeah.
did?
Our immersion
Yes,
blender's great.
I have this blender and I never used it, so now I'm like a wild woman with it. I'm
I
like,
used to always like
So you gotta
ladle
know how
soups
to do
into
it.
my, because I'm
Blender.
getting the whole cuisine art.
yeah.
So I would ladle soups into the blender, but the immersion blender's like
oh
so
yeah,
great.
it's so much more fun.
It's great. And you only have to really wash the bottom part.
Exactly, less cleanup,
Way
everything.
less cleanup.
That's always nice, right?
All right, girls, we get to
Okay.
taste
So,
it. Here,
Judy,
Eileen,
I
fix
just
yourself
wanted
a bowl.
to, I forgot when Michael's show is. I know this is this beautiful painting and.
Oh, yes. This is my husband, Michael McDowell, and we have his artwork as a backdrop for our shows. And thank you for reminding
I know,
me. He's opening at Oshawa Hall on April 24th. This show will probably show after that, but it's going to be at North Main Gallery, which is you turn right at Saks Fifth Avenue, and it's just a little ways up on the right side. And
When is
it'll be
that?
there May 1st, May 8th, and May 15th.
Awesome, I love his colors.
And buy a Mother's Day gift for your
Does a lot of
mom.
commissions, very, very good at painting people and their kids and their dogs and their houses and their gardens and
That's cool.
all kinds of
and
stuff.
you know what? I was watching the previous show, and it looks so much better in person than it did on the TV. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
would
I'll have to
recommend
see
that
his
people
paintings.
go to the show. And I'm an artist. I graduated from Parsons School of Design.
Oh, fantastic.
So I know good art. This is good art.
Oh,
yeah. I'm happy to
Thank
see
you.
that.
Thank you.
Cool. Very cool.
So, anyway, this is just about the end of our show. And Eileen, thank you so much for being here today and letting us share in your food adventure.
Yeah, you're
And we
welcome.
hope to have
Give
you
her a
back
big round
again
of applause.
soon.
We get to eat this afterwards and
Yay.
you're starving. And it's healthy.
Yeah, it is healthy. And you know what? I always tell people, check to see your energy level in about a half an hour after you eat something
Yes,
healthy.
yeah.
You will have energy. You'll be saying, wow, where'd this come from? You know, you're not
Oh, good, I
realizing.
clean my house now.
Instead of sitting down on the couch and vegging,
I drink
you know?
a green drink, a green.
And remember,
tea,
ladies,
green
leave
goddess.
yourself
You drink
lots
that,
of
it keeps
room.
me awake. If I'm
Room
tired,
for
I
love,
drink it a glass of
room for
milk.
fun. room
Can't do
to
it too
glow.
late at night.
No,
And
keep
room
me
to
up when I
grow.
go night.
Thank you for joining us. See you next time.
Thank you.
Now I took what I want, but you find that everything I've got, you step forwards to my shadow, you are follow in my pattern. I look into the sky.